Welcome back to EC3 Really Cooks. Whole new season coming up. Generally this is a part where I need to introduce me. I'm Roger Ramsey. Hi. I'm executive chef instructor here at Hardin County Schools Early College and Career Center in the culinary pathway. This is generally the time that I would introduce Mr. Bobby, but he's not here. It's early August. Mr. Bobby's moving his youngest into Campbellsville University, and we wish her well. So, because I'm doing this all by myself today, we're going to go with some easy things. We're going to make 3 ingredient dishes. Not 3 dishes, actually 4 dishes, but only 3 ingredients. Keep up. You may wonder how we're going to do that. Well, part of it, we're going to cheat. Another thing, I'm not going to count kitchen staples. Okay, most folks will have a little bit of oil or butter in their kitchen. They got some salt and pepper. You need to have those things anyway. We're not counting those as ingredients. But what we are going to make, we're going to make some pork chops. Love some pork chops. We'll do a little bit of garlic butter shrimp. Some folks call it shrimp scampi, which I'll explain a little bit why that's silly. We're going to make some chicken, because who doesn't like chicken? We're going to fill it with a little bit of pesto and some cheese. And then of all things, we're going to do some salmon. A little piece of fish. So y'all give me just a minute. I'm going to go gather up. We'll start with the pork chop because this is going to take the longest. So y'all give me just a minute. I'm going to gather up some goods and you'll see how many ingredients we use. I promise. Be right back. Told you we're going to make some pork chops and here they are. How many ingredients do we have? That's just plain old Italian salad dressing. That's just a little old soy sauce. And there's our pork chops. They came from the Mrs. Kroger's. Pretty nice pork chops. What else do we need? We need a little salt and pepper. So, 1, 2, 3. 3 ingredients. Told ya. First thing we need to do, we're going to go ahead and season up those pork chops. Just a little bit of salt and pepper because you got to make it taste good. Both sides. I love me some pork. Might be my favorite protein. Not just pork chops, just the whole animal. They say you can eat everything but the squeal. Love some pork. Now, that's what we're going to do with the pork chops. We'll take them right over there here in just a minute. And the recipe doesn't say to do this. I'm going to say to do this. Put a little color on them first. Okay, so we're going to take a skillet, heat it up, put a little cooking oil in it. Once the oil's hot, we'll pan fry it, just sear our pork chop, get a little color on them. We're going to mix together our Italian salad dressing and soy sauce, 3 ingredients. And then we're going to let them braise in that salad dressing with soy sauce. Take about 25 minutes or so. And that's that. 3 ingredients, quick, fast, and in a hurry. So let's step over to the cooktop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've pan fried before, we've sauteed, and I tell you, and I keep telling you, and I will continue to tell you, first thing you want to do is get your pan hot. If you put cold oil in a cold pan, your food's going to stick. If you put cold oil in a hot pan, it's less likely. So we're going to heat that pan up for just a minute. I need to grab a pair of tongs, and I need to grab the cooking oil. So our pan is hot. We're going to add just a touch of cooking oil, a little lubrication. You know the oil's hot when it starts shimmering. See the little dance? That's how you know. You want to make sure you keep a little bit of space between the pork chops. Try not to throw them like I just did. If you get them too close together, they're going to start steaming and not get that color on them. We'll cook those 3, flip them over, get our last one seared off, put our sauce in there, and just let them braise for a few minutes. Literally a few minutes. Now, if you're pan fried and you try to turn your food over and it sticks, that means it's not ready to be turned. Just let it ride there for a minute. It will release itself from the pan when it's ready to release itself from the pan. If you're pan frying, when you put your food down, leave it be. Don't muss about with it, particularly if it's breaded. All that's moving and stirring and whatever, it's going to knock your breading off. You're not going to get your golden brown and delicious. And it's just wasted effort. Now, when we get done pan frying, these are not going to be cooked through. They're going to be seared off. They have a little bit of color, mild reaction. The proteins are fixed. And it just makes it taste a little bit better. Again, the recipe doesn't say anything about this step. Roger says this step. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You're going to get better results if you do. Now, when we put the sauce in there, the technique we're actually using is called a braise. To braise means you're cooking in two different styles. So we're pan frying to get our golden brown and delicious. Then we're going to finish it in a moist cooking technique, that is adding the sauce to it. So that is called a braise. It is a wonderful technique, not just for pork chops, but for any big, hard, tough piece of meat. If you want to cook yourself a brisket and you don't want to smoke it, braise it. If you want to make some short ribs, the European cut, not necessarily the Korean or Asian cut, braise it. It just builds flavor. Now we'll shut that heat down. Pork chops back in the pan. Dropped it again. And let's go back to our table real quick. So, there's our seared pork chops. This is our braising liquid. And that, as I say, is pretty much that. I'm going to put this on the heat again, put a lid on it, let it ride out for about probably 20, 25 minutes. Pork chops you treat the same way you do a steak, so we want to get it up to about 135 degrees or so. It'll finish out at 145. And that's that. 3 ingredients, pretty pork chops. Put this on the heat and I'll be right back. I think next we're going to do our chicken rolls. So let me get this working. Okay, well, our pork chops are doing their thing. They're just going to hang out in their braising liquid, probably about 20, 25 minutes or so. In the meanwhile, we've got some chicken we're going to work on. So we've got some chicken breasts right here. See? Came from Mrs. Kroger's. Now, our recipe is pesto cheesy chicken rolls. Pesto, if you don't know, is a condiment, a sauce. Generally, it's made from basil, olive oil, garlic, pine nuts. It's sitting right there on the shelf. You can go buy it. So we've got a little pesto we're going to use. Recipe calls for mozzarella cheese. I like mozzarella cheese on a pizza. Doesn't have a whole bunch of flavor for me. We're going to change things up just a little bit. We're going to use some fontina cheese. Still a good melting cheese. And we've got our chicken breast. So, first thing we need to do, let's lay our chicken out on a piece of parchment paper. Get a little salt and pepper, because you got to make it taste good. Now, that chicken's a little on the thick side, so kids love this part. We're going to tenderize it a little bit, thin it down a little bit, make it a nice consistent thickness all the way across. Made a hole in my parchment paper. Let's just turn it over then. So now we have a little bit bigger piece of chicken and not quite as thick. See? Works. Now, you would be tempted to scoop your pesto out of your jar and put it on your chicken. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take your pesto out, put it in another dish. It's just a little portion cup. Because if you were take your pesto out of the jar with your fork, yeah, we're using a fork because I didn't grab a spoon, and put it on your chicken, then you put your fork back in your pesto, you've contaminated your pesto. And salmonella is no one's friend. What else do we need? We need the cheese. Dirty cutting board, clean cheese, dirty hands. Sanitation first. Be right back. Did y'all see where I went wrong? Yeah, I handled that nasty chicken and wanted to grab up my cheese. Luckily, all that rine's coming off the cheese anyway. It's not good eats. The cheese is, the rind is not. So, where it went wrong was grabbing that nasty chicken. And then grabbing anything. Salmonella is nobody's friend. So now we have a block of cheese, clean cutting board, knife hadn't touched the chicken, we're okay there. And just cut it into kind of relatively thick slices, 1/4 inch or so. If you have a cheese knife, all the better. Okay, now we have clean cheese. Set it aside. Back to our chicken. And all it is a matter of, we've already seasoned the chicken, we flattened the chicken, we're going to give it a little tasty taste of this pesto, because it's good. Now, if we get chicken back into this container, so be it. Well, that's a small amount, we'll throw it away. We need a piece of old cheese, and it's just a matter of rolling it. There we go. Easy peasy, right? Now, what you gonna do? Couple choices. You just take your toothpick. These are bamboo picks, they're all fancy pants and knotted and stuff. And push it right on through. And there's one. Now I've got to repeat the same thing a couple more times. You know, go get you a drink or whatever you'd like. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna get these put together and then we'll start cooking them. So give me a minute, folks. Okay. Well, we've got our chicken roll. It's stuffed with nothing more than store-bought pesto, a little fontina cheese. Recipe says mozzarella. I like fontina better. I just like it better. So this is fontina. Use mozzarella if that's what you're down for. Now, this we're going to slide into the oven, 350 degrees or so. Probably as soon as that chicken is, 20, 25 minutes will get us done. We need to make sure that chicken gets to 165 degrees internal temperature. How do you know what the inside temperature is? They're called thermometers. It pokes inside. You have to have one of these, right? We cook chicken to 165 degrees because salmonella is no one's friend. It's not good, it's bad, makes you sick. So we're gonna put these in the oven, 20, 25 minutes, 165 degrees, and we have our chicken pesto rolls. Let's do some shrimp, okay? Get rid of this. Okay. Let's do a little shrimp. Now, we talked when we opened this show about shrimp scampi. Why is that a silly thing to say? I tell you why. Scampi just means shrimp. So if you ask for shrimp scampi, you ask them for bilingual shrimp. So let's call it what it is. It's shrimp and garlic and butter. So, what we have, we've got some shrimp, ingredient number 1. We've got some garlic, ingredient number 2. We've got some lemon juice, that's ingredient number 3. Now, the butter, nope, told you that doesn't count as an ingredient because you probably have it in your kitchen anyway. A little crushed red pepper. I am gonna stretch on that one, it's still pepper. Salt, pepper, still pepper, so we're not counting that as an ingredient. You don't have to have it, I like it. This is quick, fast, and in a hurry kind of food. So, what do we need? We've got our oil set over by our skillet. We're good there. We've got some butter. 4 tablespoons. How do you know it's 4 tablespoons? Looky there. It has lines. It says 1, 2, 3, 4. Those marks means that per tablespoon. That's why I left the wrapper on. So, it's half a stick. It's a quarter of a cup. It's 4 tablespoons. You know it's 4 tablespoons because there's 4 red lines across it. What else do we have? We got about a pound of shrimp. Now, this is, quote, large shrimp. What's that mean? I don't know. It means it's bigger than small shrimp. Generally, shrimp is counted. So you would get, say, 18, 25 count shrimp. That means it would take 18 to 25 of them out on average to make a pound. So the lower that number is, the bigger the fish is. U8s means they're 2 ounces each. That's pretty good size shrimp. These were in a bag called large. I'd say they're probably 21, 25 counts, something like that. Maybe 18, 21. They're large. So, we've got our shrimp, about a pound. Salt and pepper, right here. Let's go and put it in. Why you salt and pepper? To make it taste good. Gotta make it taste good. We've got some garlic. It says minced. A couple different things you can do with your garlic. If you truly want to mince it, these are peeled cloves. This is how you do it. A little cut there. A little cut there. A little cut there. There. And there. Then a little cuts there. That's technically somewhere in the area of a fine brunoise. Too much effort, big knife, cut the little brown ends off. That's where it was attached to the clove. 2, 3, we need 6, 4, 5, and 6. Had a couple extra on that one. So, kind of put them in a pile, run your knife through them. Here's something about garlic, not everybody knows. The finer you chop it, the more potent it is. Make sure to keep those fingertips out the way. I don't know if you can see or not. I turn around this way. I'm holding the food with my fingertips. Kind of rubbing a knife along my knuckle, maybe just my fingernail. Keep my fingertips away from that blade because I don't like cuts. So we call it in the biz the claw hand. Ah, that was ugly. The claw hand. So you're using your fingertips to hold your food, then you use your knuckles, your fingernails as a guide. You can do this all day long and never cut yourself. You don't even have to look anymore because it's in contact with treat. My kids have to look. I don't tell kids not to look. I'm saying, never mind. Anyway, as I was saying, the smaller you cut your garlic, the more potent it is, the more spice you get out of it. So we're going to leave it kind of on the rough side. I want the garlic taste, don't want the heat. And we're going to leave it lay right there on the board for just a bit. Let's see. We've got salt and pepper on our shrimp. Give it a little toss. Now, let's go over here to the cooktop real quick. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Heat your pan up first, okay? Always heat your pan up first. Pan should be good and hot now. Just a touch of oil. A little lubrication, make sure things don't stick. Turn the heat down a touch. That's some paper towels was under the shrimp just to draw the moisture out. Keep dry them up just a little bit. They cook faster, get a little more color on them. And shrimp into hot oil. Now, these are not going to be pan fried. They're being sauteed. Well, chef, what's the difference? When you pan fry and you put your food in, you leave it alone. Sautés, though, with smaller foods, and you keep them moving, almost a stir fry. Actually, the word saute means to jump. So you want to keep them moving. Let them get just a little bit of color. We'll put the red pepper in that we still consider pepper, because I like it. That heat will help open the pepper up, get a little more of the flavor. Now our lemon juice. Garlic. Now, garlic went in way towards the end because it scorches easily. We don't want to burn it. We want it cooked, we don't want to burn it. We'll take our 4 tablespoons of butter, cut in little knobs. Heat's turned down quite a bit. Butter goes in. Now, keep it moving, because what you want to do is emulsify that butter in with the lemon juice. You don't want to necessarily melt it to where it's just oil and water. You want it to actually mix with the lemon juice. It's called emulsification. Taking things that don't get along, like oil and water, and make them get along, like teenagers. That pretty much is that. Folks, we have one completed dish. We've got another couple to make, another one to make. It goes fast too, though. Chicken's still working, looking okay. I'm gonna put this in a hot hold. Then I'm gonna check on our pork chops, make sure they're doing okay. Then we're gonna get started on a piece of salmon. Well, folks, we're coming up to our last dish. Pork chops are doing wonderful. Chicken's about 148 degrees or so. We'll give it a couple more minutes. We're gonna get to 165, I promise. Last dish we're gonna do is a hunk of salmon. That's about, what is it, £1.25 pounds or so. Skin's on it. Something about if you're gonna cook fish with the skin on, you better get it crispy, okay? So we're gonna cook this one 2 different methods, just like we did the pork chops, so it's not gonna be a braise. What we're gonna do, we're gonna pan fry it first, cook that skin, right? Then we're gonna put it under the broiler, because we're gonna coat the top of it with a little Dijon mustard and brown sugar. No, that does not sound nasty. It does not. How many folks eat honey mustard? Okay, it's a sweetener and something that's kind of sharp. We're using brown sugar instead of honey. It's not nasty. It's just not. But first thing we need to do is address that skin. Hello, skin. Let's give it a little salt and pepper. That's everything it's going to get. That is that for it. Now, the flesh, a little salt and pepper. So, a little Dijon mustard. No, it's not Grey Poupon. No, I do not have a Grey Poupon. But it is Dijon mustard. So, we just want to slather this thing. Now, what's the mustard going to do? Well, first it's going to give it a little bite, okay? It's going to do a little bit of tenderizing because of the vinegar in it. It's going to add some flavor. it's also going to cause our brown sugar to stick to it. That's an awful big hunk of fish. Let's make it a little more manageable. So we said it was 1.25 pounds, so let's get down about, what, 6 ounce fillet? Yeah, let's call it right about there for 6 ounces. Whoops. And about there. Obviously, my knife needs a little attention. It didn't cut through that skin. I got mustard on my fingers. Here's a paper towel. Now we're going to take our brown sugar. Just add a little to it. No, it's not nasty. It is not. Now we're going to pan fry that skin. So, what do we have to do first? That's right, heat up the pan. So a little bit of brown sugar. So we've got salt, pepper, we've got our mustard, which is going to add flavor and act as a binder. And then we've got our brown sugar. Try with honey then. People eat honey mustard. Heat up the pan. Right back. Is it hot? Yeah, it's hot. A little bit of oil. Heat the oil up. Fish goes in skin side down. Skin side down. And skin side down. Again, if you're going to serve a piece of fish with the skin on, you better go out of your way to make that skin crispy. Else it's rubbery and soggy and nasty. So we're going to fry this skin side down for about 3 or 4 minutes. While it's doing that, I'm going to carry this cutting board away. Hey, so now I'm going to take this chicken, I'm going to go around the corner. Chicken. This ain't the chicken, this is the fish. I'm going to go around the corner with the fish, stick it under the salamander, that's a broiler, for just a minute. Burn that sugar, and we'll be just about ready to eat. I'll be right back. And that's how long it took under the broiler to caramelize that brown sugar. Trivia for you. What's the difference in white sugar and brown sugar? A little molasses. That's it. They take plain old refined white sugar, stir in some molasses, and why it has that kind of clumpy, damp feel to it. Still good, tasty, good stuff. So, y'all give me just a few minutes. We've got everything done. With shrimp, you saw it finished off. Fish is done. Chicken, I pulled out the oven while I was burning my fish. And pork chops, well, they're just resting comfortably. So, give me just a couple minutes, we'll set all this out. Y'all take a look at what we made today, okay? Well, folks, there you are. This is our 3 ingredient dishes. These are our 3 ingredient dishes. So we've got our chicken rolls, a little more fontina grated on top, a dollop of the same pesto. It's what's inside what I put it on the outside. Even a basil leaf to make it all pretty. Our pork chops, braised in, of all things, Italian salad dressing. Tender, fall apart tender. Our brown sugar salmon, I even turn this piece over. You can see we did get the skin crispy. You don't want rubbery skin on your fish. If you're scared of it, scared of putting the heat to it, y'all saw I had it smoking, then just take the skin off. Better to not have it at all. And then our not shrimp scampi, because scampi means shrimp, but we don't want to call it shrimp. It's garlic butter shrimp. Okay, regardless what the red fish place or the olive backyard place has to say, it's not scampi. It's garlic butter shrimp. So there you are, folks. Nothing complicated at all. Pretty tasty. We're finna have some lunch here, as a matter of fact. So y'all do take care. Next time we meet, I think we're gonna be doing some ground meats. Make a few ground meats. So anyway, do take care. I'm Roger Ramsey again, Hardin County Schools Early College and Career Center. If by chance you happen to be needing some catering done, give us a call, shoot me an email. We'd love to do it. It's how we fund our program. Kids, that's what buys the kids their groceries. So we'd love to do business with you. In the meanwhile, bon appetit. Thank you very much.